Right now, I'm in Ghana. And I ain't gonna lie to you, they lied to us crazy. They made us believe that Africa was poor. And I'm gonna tell you that this place, Ghana, is the furthest thing from poor. The only thing that makes these people poor is the external powers that are profiting off of the ignorance of the people here. So the minimum wage is 19.97 CDs per day. That's approximately $2 per day. That's ridiculous. Living off of a wage like that is going to be difficult for anyone, especially when the cost of goods is significantly higher here. Being here is making me understand economics and how a lot of things work. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm enjoying myself. You know how they say home is where the heart is? And this is exactly where the heart is. I should have came here a long time ago, but I'm here now, and today I want to teach y'all a little bit about currency. And I'm really about to give you that knowledge that you don't get in college. So check me out. You got the euro, the US dollar, and the CDs. And I did a poll on my IG and I asked them which currency is the strongest out of these three. And for the most part, everyone pretty much understood that the euro is currently the strongest currency out of these three. But that's not really what's important. The important question is, which currency out of these three has appreciated the most since the pandemic? And the answer to that question would be the Ghana Cedi. The Ghana Cedi has appreciated 43% since the last pandemic. And if you don't believe me, go ahead and do your research. You always want to trust but verify, because I can mislead you if you allow me to deceive you. But that ain't my purpose. That ain't my intention. So go ahead and look up on Google how much has the Ghana Cedi appreciated since the pandemic. And I may be off by a couple percentage, but last time I checked, it was 43% that it appreciated. The euro has appreciated about 20% since the pandemic, and the US dollar is the world reserve currency. It has lost value since the pandemic. So if these are appreciating, that means this is losing value. These two currencies are paired with this currency because this is the world reserve currency. So every currency in the world is paired with this currency when you're doing transactions. So if you're doing any type of foreign exchange, if you're going from euro to CD, you have to change to this first, and then this gets changed to this, because this is the world reserve currency. So the US dollar is going to be valued anyway. And we're currently going through a currency war. So the world reserve currency may not be the same a decade from now. But it's important to understand that the Ghana Cedi has appreciated 43% since the pandemic, because that shows that the economy is doing well. And coming here and experiencing it for myself has given me a much better understanding of economics and how things work, because there is so much infrastructure and it's very modern. And prior to coming here, I went to Italy and Spain, and I see how they are very developed nations, at least in the urban areas, because I was in Milan and then I went to Barcelona, and those areas are very developed. However, that is old money. Those places are developed, but they are outdated. And even though a lot of it is old and outdated, it's very well maintained. And that is what wealth is. When you create infrastructure for the next generation and you give them the responsibility of maintaining it. But not every nation does a very well job of maintaining that. So this trip has been very meaningful because while I was in Milan, I've been able to see the infrastructure and their luxury brands and how they've been able to cultivate a story and sell it to the universe for a significant amount in comparison to what it cost them to create. See, in Italy and in Spain, those are two economies that have already past the building stage. They are in the maintenance phase. But in Ghana, Ghana's in the building stage. And I'm seeing modern building and infrastructure all around a complete urban city. Right now, I'm in Accra. And there's a lot of motion. You got the Arabs, the Chinese, you got all types of different ethnicities investing over here because they understand that Ghana is the place to be. Monedea, Zime. All three of these are used for the same purpose. It's simply a medium of exchange. These are just tools so that you can leverage this to acquire assets. And if you acquire your asset in the right economy, then it's going to appreciate in value at a much faster pace than it would if you purchased it elsewhere. And I want to make myself clear. Past performance is not indicative of future results. So even though this currency has appreciated at the fastest rate since the pandemic, it does not mean that it will continue to appreciate at the same rate. So if anyone were to invest in Ghana right after the pandemic or prior to the pandemic, they would have been able to benefit from all of the monetary appreciation of this currency because it would reflect in the real estate prices or whatever asset class they have chosen to invest in, whether it be the stock market, the real estate. Because in addition to that, Ghana also has the second fastest growing stock market in Africa. All right, you can go look it up. Everything that I'm saying, if you don't believe me, go look it up because the information is there for you to check. You could check it out by yourself. Ghana has the second fastest growing stock market in Africa. When I was doing my research, there wasn't any other countries in the world outside of Africa that had a birth rate that was above average. Every country that has a birth rate that's above average is in Africa, and they have a very young population. I went to get my Ghana card today, and they actually have technology that we don't have in the state, and they have a very young workforce. We are relying on old, outdated individuals to do a lot of the processes in America and in Jamaica, and things take so much longer and it's less efficient because we're relying on people that need to be at home taking their meds and laying in bed, but instead they're at work because they don't have enough in their retirement and they are struggling to survive. But over here, if you invest that bread over here, if you invest this or this over here. All right, so to make things simple, 10 of these equals 100 of these. And the thing that threw me, because in Jamaica, when you go to the airport or you go to the Cambio and you try to exchange US for their currency, they give you less. When you come here and you try to change your US for their currency, they give you more. So right now, if you look up the exchange rate from USD to CDs, it says 10.75 or 10.7 something on Google. But when I go to the mall or I go to the airport or I go somewhere else and I try to exchange my US for the CDs, they're going to give me 11.5 or they're going to give me 12 or they're going to give me something. They're going to give me more than the 10.75. I ain't really understand that because I'm so used to trying to I'm so used to trying to get the best rate because in Jamaica I know how to get the exact rate. I know what I need to do to get the exact rate. So I thought I was gonna have to do that here, but no, they don't care. They need that US. They not playing about that US right now. It's the world reserve currency, so they gonna give you that premium. They gonna give you that little fee. They don't really care. They'll spend that little cheese. They not stingy about that. But I ain't gonna lie. But when you travel, it really opens your mind and changes your perspective on life, because you're gonna realize that it don't matter where you are in the world, what language the people speak. People are all the same, but we just think different. There's